same source. You will see that when we talk about the resources of fiqh, all these mazahib are using the same source. Sahih Bukhari, Sahih Muslim, Muslim ibn Hanbal, all these things. The only difference is istinbat and ijtihad. Whoever is follower of Hanafiya, okay, my Imam says, I understand from this hadith, this hukm. So I'm follower of Abu Hanif. But whoever the followers of Ahmad ibn Hanbal say, okay, my Imam understand from the same hadith another thing. So how can we evaluate these differences, and what is the method and what is the science, what kind of rules? All this is Usul al-Fiqh. Usul al-Fiqh just helps us to understand the hukm, and also to take some and to receive some hukm and sharia and fiqh from hadith and riwayat and ayat. So inshallah we'll discuss more about it. They are not so different. Even in marja'iyya, when we talk in marja'iyya, we have different maraji', but all of them are they are using the same method, ijtihad, and they are using the same sources, but they have different opinions about some specific hadith. Resources for fiqh.
For the Sunni school of fiqh, there are four major
legislative resources.
The Quran, Sunnah, Ijma'
al-Sahaba, consensus of the companions,
and Qiyas and logical deduction are four sources in fiqh which are accepted by almost all of the Sunni scholars. However, there are other additional sources such as maslaha al-mursala, benefit or ijma' al-ummah, and consensus of ummah, which are not widely accepted. In the view of Shia with the exception of a small group who are called Akhbariyin, there are four sources of jurisprudence which are called the four proofs, or the the holy book, the holy Quran, the book, Sunnah, meaning the words, actions, and silent assertions, taqreer of the Holy Prophet and the Imam, peace be upon him. Consensus or ijma', consensus meaning the unanimous views of Muslim ulama on a particular issue. The consensus is proof of the origin of that view being the Sunnah of the Prophet or Imam. Reasoning or the binding testimony of reason in the Shia view means that if in a sect of circumstances reason has a clear rule, and then that rule, because it is definite and absolute, is binding. As it's clear.
Okay, thank you. If you when you see for Sunni that we have four madhab, Hanafi, Hanbali, Shafi'i, and Maliki, they are using four resources for fiqh: Al-Quran or Al-Kitab, As-Sunnah, Ijma' al-Sahaba, and Qiyas. So these are the resources for fiqh for Ahlul Sunnah. They mean by Sunnah just Sunnatul Rasul, not others. So when they are talking about hadith, it's only hadith of Rasulullah. Even if they mention some hadith from Sahaba or some others, they have to refer this hadith to Rasulullah. So the only source for them for hadith is Rasulullah, peace be upon him. And Ijma' al-Sahaba, you know, Sahaba, the companions of Rasulullah, they say, Ahlul Sunnah say, if they have consensus on some issue, ijma' on some issue, it is dalil, it is proof, it is hujjah for us. We have to follow. Because they have some special belief in Sahaba. We don't have those beliefs. We say, okay, Sahaba is like other people. Just visiting Rasulullah is not a good reason to be a good person. We have to go one by one. if this person is a good person, okay, we accept him and we follow him, but if not, he is a subject of several ayat in the Holy Quran. Ayat is talking about munafiqeen, this and that around Rasulullah. So where are they? They are Sahaba. If they are Sahaba, so we cannot accept the consensus and the ijma of Sahaba as a source. Anyway, and also they are using qiyas, analogy. So these four resources are for Ahlul Sunnah. There are some other resources, there are some other adilla or proof, for example, istihsan or qiyas mursalah or ijma' al-ummah. There are not few. But the main are these four. For Shia or Fiqh al-Ja'fari, we have four resources. Al-adillatul arba'ah, or four proofs. First is Quran, second is Sunnah, but Sunnah here for Shia is more than the words of Rasulullah. Is also from A'immah alayhimus salam. Ijma'. Okay, Ijma'. What does it mean, Ijma'? As I explained here, Ijma' for Shia is not an independent proof. Which means that we say Ijma'ul ulama when we have the consensus of all ulama, scholars, and all of them say one thing about one issue, for example, all ulama. We discover, we understand that these ulama, because all of them say one thing, it goes back to Sunnah. They got this issue from hadith. And that hadith is not in our hand today. And this ijma' shows that there was a source, there was a hadith, there was something for these ulama that all of them say one thing. So finally, ijma' refers us to Sunnah. What about aql? Reasoning, logic. Even aql and logic is not an independent source for Shia. Aql and reasoning is only to evaluate Kitab and Sunnah, to evaluate Quran and Sunnah, to understand, to see the general and particular, khas and am. So finally, for Shia, there are only two resources. One is the Holy Quran and one is Sunnah or Hadith. Yes.
So for the Shia, we only use ijma' for the past.
Exactly.
So we can't use it for the present?
Never. We don't have this kind of ijma' for today. Or even, for example, if we have in the discussion of ijma', there are many points of view, there are many debates among scholars. It's not only one specific opinion in this case. But the ijma' which is accepted by all ulama, Ahlul Usul, is this ijma'. The ijma' that refers us to the past, to the Sunnah. So, if we have ijma' of 2 centuries, for example, from now until 8th century or 7th century, which means that from 7th century until now, all these ulama say one thing. This ijma' is not acceptable. Because ijma' should go back to Ahlul Bayt, to the time of Ahlul Bayt. If from the time of Ahlul Bayt, from the time of Imam Zaman, from the time of Imam Askari, from the time of Imam Sadiq, ulama from that time until now, all ulama say one thing, and we don't have hadith. But this ijma' clears that, yes, there was something. And it is not in our hand today. Yes.
I don't want to start another subject, but I asked a scholar once why women can't be a marja, and they said the reason is ijma'. So, but the marja didn't exist back then, so how would they say this is ijma'?
Okay, it's a big issue and very important issue. We have to discuss only in one session about the role of women in marja'iyya, about who says that women cannot be marja'. Maybe some scholars says it's okay to be marja', but we have to discuss.